I went for a stroll just the other night, and I was creekside, and I heard a rustling in the bush, and I looked up, and there was a man with guns and bazookas and things strapped around his waist. So clearly he was a terrorist, and he made eye contact with me, and by doing so he slipped and he went into the creek, and I knew he would drown pretty soon, as did he. Help me, help me. And I said, hey, no problem. I'll make contact with the police and the fire department, the paramedics, and everybody else, and I'll get right on it. About 4 o'clock that afternoon, he had drowned. I'm starting to think I wasted 4 stamps. Hey, the RCMP in Canada recently, they've announced that they will take over command of all security on Parliament Hill in a major shakeup of the way that Canada protects its seat of democracy in response to the terrorist attack October 22. Wow. I guess what they're really saying here is that we didn't do anything proper or right before October 22nd, so now we're going to do it properly. That's not very smart or very nice. Doesn't give you a great sense of security, does it, when guys like this are saying you basically were unsecured because blah, blah, blah. And you know what? They're not right. I mean, the guys that were there before them did a very good job. The Green Party in Canada, the Bloc Québécois, and several other upstart political parties are saying, hey, we're not going to be allowed to be in the debates in the upcoming federal election in 2015, and that's not very nice. You gotta let us join. I know they're just wrong, because only so many people can be in a TV station, right? You gotta put it in perspective. Think of a marathon. You take the fast runners, the people who have an audience, the people who have won in the past, you put them at the front of the pack. The people who stumble and fall and nobody cares about anyway, they go at the back of the pack, because there's thousands of people in a race, and the race begins and off they go. If you put them all side by side, everybody be tripping over everybody, and again, you wouldn't fit them into the studio anyway, so get over it. Red tape is alive and well. That's a socialist way. Just the other day, I was in the airport in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. I kid you not, within 30 feet, I stepped it off. Within 30 feet. They took my boarding pass 3 times and scanned it. 3 times. By the time I actually got on the airplane, it was 6 times. That's embarrassing. That's frustrating. It's a total waste of time and taxpayer money. And you look at these guys and you think, really? Are you that dumb that you got to do it time and time again? Or are you that inefficient? Am I that scared of the way you do your job? Maybe you really don't know what you're doing and you shouldn't have this job anyway. All kinds of things can be said, but it's complicated. Why are you complicating my life? We're all on the same page. We don't want terrorists, at the airport, but I'm not one. You've already shown me that by doing it once and then twice. I could say a bunch more, but I won't. I'll be quiet now. Now let me swing over to America. The GOP recently sent me this email, and they're saying, Brian, the Keystone Pipeline, 65% of all Americans wanted Okami to sign the Keystone legislation, while just 22% believe that he shouldn't sign it. Hey, democracy, Okami, don't pay attention to that. I just kind of do what you want to do. To heck with what the people want. Patrick Brown. He's a politician in Ontario, Canada. He's running now for the leadership of the Conservative Party. He's a strong conservative, and Wayne Gretzky, who's a strong hockey player, the best hockey player that there's ever been, he's a supporter, as it is a side note, of the Prime Minister and the Conservative Party in Canada. He's saying Patrick Brown would be the best man to lead the province, and I support him and I endorse him. And good going, Wayne, and good going, Patrick. And Patrick, I hope you are successful, because heaven knows that Ontario needs some help from the right, and you're the guy. 2 people in Halifax now have been charged with conspiracy to commit murder after allegedly plotting to do this bad thing and that bad thing. And I get that if they're bad people, but let me just swing it over here and kind of put it into a different perspective for you. 85% of all cars that go into gas stations in Canada have some form of weaponry in the car for self-protection, right? For defense. They have baseball bats and golf clubs and fish bunkers, and in some cases firearms. And these are people effectively, though, who are criminals in waiting, because in Canada it's against the law to defend yourself, so you're getting ready to commit a crime. And that's a terrible thing. You're not a lot different than the people in Halifax who probably were really bad guys, but they want to manufacture you as a criminal. Is that right? Hey, it ain't right. What kind of a government would do that to their subjects or people? Pick a word here. Somebody's got to fix that and change that. Get a man on that, will you? And you all come back here tomorrow. We're going to have more for you from the right. See ya.